like going back to that story my dad told, with the tractor trailer loads, you need to constantly have those tractor trailer loads of cash coming into the manufacturing plant in order to, it's got to be a constant inflow. So
okay, so let's continue that analogy, because it's or metaphor. It's quite an interesting one, actually.
Right.
So the tractor brings a huge, great big shovel full of products, right, raw materials, dumps it in, and you're able to do everything you want for weeks and weeks.
Right.
But with crowdfunding, you got people walking up to that back door with a teaspoon, right? Right, or a small shovel and dropping it in. So to adopt that, to continue that thought,
sure.
Aren't you concerned that having a wave of having too many investors all asking questions and how do you manage them and everything? So what have your thoughts about that?
Sure. We've started to staff up for that. We've done two very successful offerings. We have now a very personable, people-friendly young lady in our office that interfaces with the investors, an IR person. As we do more deals, the economy of scale of being able to keep her full-time on doing this starts to become more efficient. We find that if we stay out ahead of the investors with good regular newsletters that are good, sufficient detail, and communicate often with investors and create a Q&A section in our websites, those are all the things that we're doing to help improve communication, to stay out ahead of it rather than wait for investors to call us up and say, what the hell is going on? We stay out ahead of it. So the idea, though, to have a constant flow of even small investments is terrific. That we are now working with you and setting up our own portal on our own website. We are working with CrowdStreet.com, where we do our marketing through them, but as an adjunct to them, we'll be actually able to market directly to investors very, very shortly on our own website. That is an ideal scene for us, where we will have a fund that will establish a certain amount of working capital so that when we see an opportunity, we can pounce on it. A lot of the relationships that we have in the business are from owners, brokers who have a deal that is not publicly known. It might be what we call an off-market deal that we want to buy discreetly. And the seller might be, in a position where, let's say, his lender is sort of knocking on his door. He may have, significant vacancy, hasn't really been able to reinvest in the property, and he's got to sell quick. You want to have the dry powder to execute quickly. So having a fund set up where money is coming in constantly and replenishing money in that fund to go out and buy a deal, so that by the time that deal closes, more money now is coming in for the next deal. This is the ideal scene for a real estate developer.